Kansas State University's Anderson Hall will be looking good as new after some upcoming renovations with restored bricks, new balconies, and a walking plaza in place of Mid-Campus Drive. At Friday's State of the University address, K-State President Richard Linton presented the campus master plan, explaining changes planned for the university from a new walking trail along Campus Creek to renovating Ahern Fieldhouse into an event space.
There'll be a $53 million investment that's expected by the state of Kansas, and in turn, the university, through administration and many of our units, many of our colleges, will provide $34 million. And then we've asked the Kansas State University Foundation to work with us from a philanthropic standpoint to be able to have a match of $24 million in philanthropic support.
Linton says one of the big projects will be improvements to Anderson Hall.
We're going to tend to the outside of that building, and if you haven't seen it lately, walk on the outside of the building. It needs some help.
In place of Mid-Campus Drive and parking spots in front of Anderson, there are also plans for a new plaza which will connect to Bosco Plaza. The master plan for the estimated $42 million project is still pending formal approval at the Kansas Board of Regents' September 17th meeting. McCain Auditorium will be hosting an open house for the public today from 4 until 6 to unveil its new hearing loop system. The technology connects directly to telecoil-enabled hearing aids, delivering clear, high-quality sound throughout the auditorium. Devices will also be available for those without compatible hearing aids. Guests can stop by at their convenience to try out the system. McCain staff say it's part of their effort to make performances more accessible for patrons with hearing loss. Teachers at Manhattan High School are seeing increased student engagement and experiencing a renewed joy of teaching after a new cell phone policy took effect this semester. Principal Michael Dorst says students responded well in the first 2 weeks of classes.
It has been an early success, and our Manhattan High School students have responded very well to a policy that really changed how we approached the learning environment.
Personal devices must be placed in calculator pouches during class, keeping them out of sight until the period ends. The first violation earns a warning, but a second means the phone is locked away. Students are still allowed to use their phones during lunch. History teacher Jackson Allen is pleased with the early response so far from students.
We had high expectations for it, but I think it has even surpassed a lot of what we've expected. The kids have done just an excellent job of staying engaged and really have had really no drama at all about it.
Allen was involved in the committee that created the policy. He says last year he would have to stop about 15 to 20 times during a 50-minute class period and tell a student to put a device away or remove their headphones. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall gave U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. a rare reprieve during a tense Senate hearing last Thursday. While other lawmakers grilled him on staffing and funding issues, Marshall zeroed in on transparency around vaccines. Marshall, a former OBGYN who said he's delivered 5,000 babies, also says he doesn't understand why newborns are given a hepatitis vaccine if a mother has no risk factors.
On day number 1, they get their first jab, a hepatitis vaccine. By the time they're 18 months, they've had 18 jabs. By the time they get to be able to vote, they have 76 jabs.
Hepatitis B is most commonly transmitted from mother to child at birth, and an estimated 1.1 million people died from hepatitis B infections in 2022, according to the World Health Organization. Marshall says vaccines should be treated like medication and asked how Kennedy uses transparency to do just that. Kennedy agreed with Marshall, confronting accusations that he is anti-vaccine.
Saying I'm anti-vaccine is like saying I'm anti-medicine. I'm pro-medicine, but I understand some medicines harm people. Some of them have risks. Some of them have benefits that outweigh those risks for certain populations.
Marshall says he and Kennedy are fighting to empower parents to make their own decisions surrounding vaccines.
Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale with your sports headlines. The Army offense could not be stopped Saturday evening as K-State fell 24-21 to the Black Knights in a game where the defense struggled to find stops and the offense was limited to just 6 possessions. Coach Chris Kleiman's team giving up multiple touchdown drives of 14 or more plays.
Our biggest issue was we wore down in the second half. That was our biggest issue because we were out there for 45. Guys, I think it was 16 to 13 minutes or something in the first half, and it ends up 40-19. The issue is we're dead.
The Wildcats ran just 13 plays offensively over the final 2 quarters. They'll try to finish the non-conference slate with a win Friday night when visiting Arizona. Coverage on 101.5 K-Rock will begin that afternoon at 4 with PowerCat Game Day. Ohio State, Penn State, and LSU remain the top 3 teams in the AP Top 25. Josh Allen led Buffalo to 3 scores in the final 4 minutes. The last a 32-yard field goal by Matt Prater as time expired. The Bills rallied to stun the Ravens 41-40 in a season-opening thriller. Also winning yesterday in the league were Arizona, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Washington, Denver, San Francisco, Green Bay, and the Rams. K-State soccer's school record unbeaten streak ended at Nebraska yesterday. The Huskers blanked the Wildcats 2-0. K-State will host Colorado College on Thursday night at 6:30. Byron Buxton and Cody Clemens each had homers. The Twins beat the Royals 5-1 Sunday. That drops Kansas City 2 back for the last AL wildcard spot. Ryan Burgert goes to the mound tonight for Kansas City as they open a 4-game series in Cleveland. Coverage on News Radio KMAN gets underway at 5. Have a great day. I'm Troy Coverdale.